All right, welcome everybody to a very special and exciting Minecraft education community event as we are going to be exploring this year's Hour of AI, the first night. This is a really exciting one to be able to connect with so many educators and students and parents, administrators, everybody that's part of the call. And I know that this is being recorded. So if you're watching this on replay, welcome. I'm glad that you're part of this community as well. But in the chat, I will also preface that we do have cameras and microphones disabled, as I know teachers may be projecting this in the classroom. But in the chat, that is active. I love for you to be able to share who you are, where you're coming from, what is your role, your responsibility, how many people are joining in with you, because we are going to be exploring and playing through and surviving the first night in Minecraft education. So in the chat, please feel free and encouraged to share, you know, how many kids are in your classroom right now? What do you teach? What's your role, your responsibility, the location that you're coming from? Love to have everybody uh, celebrate as we connect together. So as you do that, and I will also share that I have some amazing teammates, Dan and Caleb, part of the Minecraft education team, as they are helping monitor the chat, helping answer anything that does come through that I may not catch. I have a couple screens going at the same time, so I want to, try to help answer any questions. I'll definitely look for some classroom engagement as I will ask questions as we carry on. But let's go ahead. I've got my torch ready as we are going to navigate through where to find this exciting world in Minecraft education. Because this is part of Minecraft education as the game that you have on your device if you already have it installed, and you have a Microsoft account that you sign in with. But also, this is part of that free demo space as well. So if you have it downloaded and below that sign in button, there's that try a free lesson. You can select that and you can play along with us as well. And Minecraft Education is a free app on mobile devices too. So hope you're connecting and playing along with us and surviving together. So I see that we have some friends here from Pakistan, from Florida, Jacksonville. I see Miss Taylor, wonderful, 38 students in class 40. Oh my gosh, this is outstanding. I love seeing so many people having classrooms of students connect with us as well. I hope you're just as excited as I am. So I'll say hey, and let's dive in. And hey, everybody in Miami, sixth, seventh, eighth graders, outstanding. So let's dive in as I navigate to where to find this world. So within the main dashboard space, I'm going to select play and I can go to the library. Actually, let me backtrack. Let's go to the new and featured because this is a new and featured world. It's right here, front and center. I could select the Hour of AI, the first night right here in the new and featured space. There's some really great worlds to explore here as well. But for today, let's just stick with our Hour of AI, the first night. But if I did want to look through the library, our lesson library here, it is part of the computer science space. And I can go to Hour of Code and I'll see that it is front and center right here as well. So let's begin, and I'm going to create this world. Now, educators, as you do get started, and if you have a classroom of students on their devices getting started as well on this, I will also encourage you that it's up to you. If they have headphones on, fantastic. Now, if they have headphones on, hopefully they can hear me. But the intro to this world does have a cinematic, meaning like a video kind of playthrough that shows the kind of like the I do portion of this as we learn about AI. We learn about agentic AI, training an agent and many agents, some fun, exciting new characters that we'll connect with. But there is some background music. So if you do want to adjust those game settings before we even begin, you can do so. This would be on student devices, under settings, and under audio. You would want to adjust that music to bring that down. So just a little heads up in that way. So I'm going to go back, new and featured in here again, where you can find it. I'm going to hit create world. So it's going to download this. It's going to be a quick little moment here. But as we do this, I see give some shout outs to some friends in 23 students, first grade. Glad to see you here. It just takes a few moments here to download and install it. But I see, hey, Fami, glad to see you here too. And glad we have our fourth grade class, TLAE, outstanding, wonderful. All right, so as this does load, it does take a brief moment, but not too long. Depends on your device and connection. But wanted to start fresh with you. I've played this a few times, so you're in for a treat as it begins. So if this is the first time that you're playing it with us, outstanding. And I see that we have some more people joining in, and wonderful. Yes. Hey, Fami. 8th grade, 9th grade. All right. And as this world, as we navigate through, there is a build challenge portion at the end. So don't let learning about AI end after a single hour. There's so much more content, a lot more exploration and creativity that you can build in Minecraft education too. It just takes a slight moment. I know that it's getting everybody connected together. Now, this is an individual gameplay on it as well. So not multiplayer, but we'll have some fun as you play along as I navigate through the world too. All right, let's go. So again, if you do need to adjust any of those settings in here, you can hit escape, and I'll show a little bit of touchscreen and keyboard and mouse. I'm on a keyboard and mouse as I play, but I can adjust those game settings again in the game itself, going to audio, and I can adjust that game music a little bit in here too. So I'm going to go ahead and begin. So I'm going to right click, and it will prompt you to say what kind of block or what kind of coding do you want to do? Do you want to do block or do you want to do Python? And I will encourage you, no matter your experience from past Hour of Codes, we've done Hour of Code for over a decade, and now we evolve into the Hour of the AI. Even if you have done block coding, I encourage you, start with block code on this one. The expert level on Python for this one is definitely a more challenging one than any Hour of Code that you may have experienced before. So you'll select your player and you can navigate through picking your different characters that you have here. And I'll stick with Steve as my main character as we begin. But here we go. Now, as we begin on this, like I said, you probably are hearing that audio and our agent says, "How can I assist you?" And this is where it's a preview of what we are getting ready to do. Actually, I'll bring this down just a notch to be able to talk. There we go. And so it's a preview of what we're going to be doing together as we train our agent to survive the first night. So as you begin, anybody that's played Minecraft before, ask your class, how many of them have played Minecraft outside of school and played in survival mode? That is always a challenge. And this is a great little nod and recognition of one of the greatest first challenges that students, players alike, everybody that plays Minecraft does, is to survive that first night. Finding wood from a tree to be able to go and craft a house, a shelter. But you have to go and find all kinds of additional things like tools and a bed that always helps speed up our time frame of the day, speeding up that nighttime. But in order to have a safe shelter, you also need to have a door, and that helps block off things. So this is one of those little challenges that when you create torches, and I still have my torch with me to help ward off any of those hostile mobs that we may have, but also to be able to see what are we getting ready to do. Now, educators, as a past middle school teacher myself, I taught 5th grade math and science as well. But the idea of what we do as teachers, I do we do, you do, what we do with our classrooms. We're going to model something and you'll see a repetitive loop in our coding process as we train our agent. We are going to do something in this game. The agent is going to observe us, just like our students observe us teaching things. And then it's going to want to confirm and verify that it's learning correctly. And then you verify that through code. And then it goes and does it on its own. So here, let's now begin. So before we begin on things, I see that I need to punch a tree. If you are playing Minecraft for the very first time, you have your keyboard. If you're on a keyboard device, W, A, S, and D moves you around in different directions. Your mouse lets you move in different directions with your head to look at things. But I'll show a little bit more on a touch device here in just a moment. But because we started moving, our agent says, hey, hello, is anybody there? Anybody here? Oh, thank goodness. I thought I was alone out here. What are you doing? What am I doing? You must be new around here. The sun's setting and I need to get ready before nightfall. Nightfall? What happens at night? You really are new around here. Night is when the mobs come out. You don't want to be around when that happens. Actually, yes, I am a new AI player and I don't know what's going on. An AI player? What's AI? And I'll so thanks, Caleb, for dropping in those links and additional guidance on it. So an AI player, what's AI? AI is short for artificial intelligence. I'm a computer that has the ability to copy human-like actions, such as learning new things and solving problems. Oh, cool. That means you can help me prepare for the night. Yes, I can do that. To learn something new, I need to be trained on how to do it. Will you teach me to get through my first night? Of course, I'll help you. Check this out. I've got the player's guide to the first night in Minecraft right here. This will tell us everything we need to know. Let's go. So you'll see that in your hand, you have a book. And for anybody that's played Minecraft before, you see that has that kind of purplish glow. That's an enchanted book now. It's a signed book, but we can open it by right-clicking to open it up. And we're going to see that we need to craft a variety of things. And I can click my pages to navigate through all the things that we're going to craft. So if you're not sure how to craft something in Minecraft, open the book and it'll show you. And of course, through all the dialogue that we have, even in the book, you have immersive reader that learning accelerator. We have our book and speaker icon. So if you're not sure, you can open that up, have that text read to you out loud, have it translated as well. So as we navigate through, let me switch off. I have a Surface device here that if I now touch, I'll see that I have my touch options where I can move with my joystick with one hand, and then I can look around with the other. So making our way forward, we need to go punch the tree to gather some wood. And you'll notice that our agent will be observing what we do and be able to then say, hey, I just saw you do something here. So let's interact with our agent. And so as I walk forward to the agent, you'll see our helper, our tips that are on the screen. If you are on a keyboard device, you see H in the bottom left corner. You'll see that you have all the additional kind of directions that are there, where I can use W, A, S, and D to move around, spacebar to jump. But you'll see in the bottom right corner of your screen, you have your mouse help tip, where it shows that we have our making sure that everybody is still good to go, but that we have our options. I can interact with my agent too. And so, yes, thank you, Dan, for checking in on Sherry here on our devices. So let's interact with our agent. So what are you doing? The book says step 1, collect wood. To collect wood, find a tree and break the logs, collecting the wood that drops. It's not very hard, but it is time consuming. I would like to help you collect wood. I think my mini agents and I might be very good at it. But what is wood? I love the eagerness of our agent here. One of the ways I learn is through classification, which means I learn to sort data into groups. I need to classify which blocks are wood. Is that oak block? You have wood? So now we need to verify. We need to teach and train our agent about things. And now that automatically opened up MakeCode. This is where we are going to be coding. So as we see here, it's going to give us some more guidance. But I want to emphasize that as you and your students are in MakeCode and doing any of the trainings that we have within this world, if you select the light bulb with the question mark, it's going to expand and tell you what exactly you need to do. And later on, I'll even show you that it shows you what you should do. So for this first one, I'm just going to drag our classify block out, and I'm going to drag the oak log block out. So this is us training the agent, verifying that it knows what we want it to know and what to do. So thank you. Now that I know that oak log blocks are wood, I can help you collect some. Would you like me to collect more wood? Yeah. So I'm going to collapse my control tips real quick, and you'll see that now our agent is going to deploy its mini agents. So do you see our little mini agents and their flannel lumberjack jackets? And so they went and made this process easier for us. They expedited all of that wood chopping and collecting. So I've collected all the wood. We're going to need more wood than that. Luckily, there's still there's more wood out there. See those birch trees over there? So we're going to follow our agent as it navigates over. So as we do go about doing this, I want to emphasize that we are going to follow our agent around. And again, if you need to adjust any settings, you can open that up through escape, or if you need to do anything on a touch device, you'll notice at the top of your screen in the very top center, you'll see that you have that agent icon, which is going to open up the coding part of it. But we see those 3 bars. That's going to open up your settings as well for the gameplay if you're on a touch device. And also, if later on you need to open up your inventory, you can use the 3 dots on a touch device down by your hotbar. Your hotbar is below those hearts and hunger, those chicken legs that you may have. Maybe it's lava chicken. It's a little spicy, a little hot. But I can click those 3 dots here, and that'll open up our inventory. So some additional guidance and directions if you are on a touch device versus a keyboard and mouse. So let's carry on. So I'm going to interact with my agent, and it says, yes, I see them. Interesting. Those blocks are similar to the oak log blocks we collected. Are the birch log blocks a type of wood? Yes. So now we need to classify and help train our agent to know that not just oak logs are wood, but birch logs are wood. And again, you can always select that light bulb and question mark to help give you some more guidance or confirmation. Perfect. We can sort blocks into 2 groups, wood and not wood. This is called binary classification. And I use an algorithm, a step-by-step process to do the sorting. Would you like me to collect more wood for you? You got it. My helpers and I will collect more wood. Awesome. So we'll see that we've trained our agent not just to collect wood, but to collect a variety of different kinds. So we had oak logs, and now we have birch. And so we see our mini agents navigate to those trees, mining those, and now returning after it's been recovered. And now let's follow our agent to the next space. And as we navigate through this world, there are going to be different stages of gameplay to be able to build a shelter, to be able to survive the first night. So now we're going to interact with our agent again. So I've already learned to look for patterns and sort things into groups. Using classification, I see another block nearby. It looks like wood. Would you please tell me if this is correct? Yeah. So now we're going to code our agent to know that not just oak, birch, but we have acacia logs that are also wood. Thank you. Would you like me to collect more wood? Yes. So it's going to now go and take what we have trained it to do and go do it now itself. So we have our mini agents being deployed. So we're training the agent, and now it's using the knowledge that we trained it on to go complete these tasks. All right, and we have one more little agent coming back. Wonderful. All right, and here we just completed the first stage. So you'll see that our clock is now navigating around and showing that we are now moving forward. All right, so the book says, step 2, build a crafting table. To build a crafting table, you will need wood planks. You can make wood planks out of logs. Well, we have a log now. Can you show me how to make planks with it? So if you don't know, again, how to craft planks, we can open up our book. And again, on our control tips, you'll see that we have on our hotbar, those little boxes at the bottom of the screen that we see numbers. You can use a keyboard to go to that specific box. Think of that like a tool belt to go to that spot. If you have a mouse that has a little scroll wheel, you can roll your scroll wheel to do that. And again, if you're on a touch device, you can simply tap on that box and it'll select it there too. So let's go ahead and open our book to know how to craft planks. And so open your inventory, you're going to tap and click on the item in your hotbar under the bottom of your screen, move it to the crafting square grid at the top, and shape it like shown on the right. So let's go ahead and then we'll drag it down to our hotbar. So in order to open up our inventory, again, we can press E on a keyboard and that'll open up our inventory. If you are on a touch device, like I showed before, those 3 dots down by our hotbar will also open up our inventory. All right. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and take our oak logs, and you'll see this crafting space, this 2x2 grid at the top. If I place my oak log up here, I see that I can get oak planks. So let's go ahead and bring that down to our hotbar. And our agents observed us and is like, hey, I saw you do something here. I do it. We are going to do this now together. And now it's going to take what we train it and do it itself. So let's now teach it. So we're going to take oak logs, drag it to our crafting width, and we simply put it in one spot in our 2x2 grid. If you wanted to see that, you can click that light bulb and question mark, and it'll show us exactly what needs to be done. You'll hear that little chime of success, and now we are training our agent. It's that continuous loop, and that's what coding, what we're doing is we have a loop that we are going to continue to do. Craft wood, or we've collected wood, we're going to now get planks, and then we'll also then later on need to now make a crafting table to make even more tools and things. So let's go ahead and create a crafting table. So I open up my inventory, I take my oak planks, and I can place them in our 2x2 grid, and I see our crafting table. I can now place. And in the bottom right corner of our screen, we see our mouse with the place block. I can right click, and it's going to place it right where we see this little button indication where I'm going to place my block in that spot. Our agent observed us and said, hey, I see you took planks and created a table. You did it. By watching you, I believe I have learned how to craft a crafting table too. However, it's important that you verify this to make sure I don't have the wrong information. Would you please train me how to make a crafting table? Yes. So as you and your students are doing this, you'll again feel that continuous loop where we are going to do something, and then we are going to see our agent observe us, and then be able to verify with us that it's doing it correctly or that it learned correctly. So students, make sure you do that with your teacher. Make sure you ask and be like, hey, I think I understand this right. And ask questions. That's how we learn. But make sure you try your best. So now the book says, use a crafting table to make wood plank or wood tools. Wood tools are made up of planks and sticks. So do we have sticks? We have planks, but we need sticks. So if you're not sure how to make sticks, you can open up your book, your recipe book here. We go through our pages, and page 5 says we can take planks and then make sticks out of them. So we go to our crafting table. I have my oak planks, and I can place them, right on top of one on top of the other. And it doesn't matter where I put that in our table here, but I'm going to get our sticks. All right, so interact with our agent. It saw us take those wood planks, and now we have sticks. Sticks? Can you show me how to make sticks? Yeah. So now we're going to train it. We took wood planks and we placed them one on top of the other. And now we have trained our agent. So now it's going to go through, recognize what it knows now, and it can now make sticks of its own. Excellent. So now that we have our planks and sticks, we can make our tools. Tools. Awesome. What are tools? I want to learn how to craft wood into tools. Could you train me to craft tools? Yes. So now we need to craft wooden tools, an axe, a shovel, and a pickaxe. Now, as I start this and I go to my crafting table, you'll notice that my sticks that I had before, I need to make more sticks. I didn't actually have, I use all of my planks to make my sticks. And so I'm going to do this again. And let's say that I have used all of my planks, and let's do that. And I take all of my planks here, and let's do this again. So I'm going to use everything. If I've used all of my planks to make sticks, I don't have any planks to make the other tools. So here's where you'll see your agent have that little red arrow above it. If anytime you've overused the resources that you have, you can go to your agent, interact with it again when it has that red arrow over it, and it'll reset your inventory. And I can say yes. So you'll see that all of my sticks are now gone and I have my planks. So now I can start fresh and I can get sticks. So now let's go ahead and take sticks, and we have a shovel. And you'll notice that our shovel kind of looks like what we crafted that recipe with, 2 sticks and a plank above it. So let's do it again. And I take my sticks and let's make a pickaxe. And so you have your sticks and you have your 3 planks above it, and that looks like a pickaxe. And oh, I need more sticks. So let's recreate some sticks. Let's place those. And now we need a axe. So I have my axe, 2 sticks, and my 3 planks around the edge of it over there. And that looks just like an axe. There we go. So now our agent observed us, and now we need to train it. By following your steps, I've identified a structured process for crafting tools. Can you verify the work for me? Yes. So we need to use wood and we need to use sticks. And it already started showing us kind of a starting point. Again, if you ever need help, you can look at what you need to do using that light bulb and question mark. And so I can select that. And let's say that I want to make this would be a pickaxe. Let's now make a axe. And we have a shovel here, the 2 and the 1 above it. All right, we heard the chime. Success. Great. Part of the way AIs learn is very similar to how humans learn, through actions and feedback. Just like your teachers give you feedback in class, the same thing. We need to give our agents feedback. Thank you for verifying. I can now make tools. So your teachers are training you, teaching you how to do things, just like we are teaching and training our agent to accomplish tasks through that feedback. And so make sure, you listen to your teachers when they give you feedback and guidance. We always want to work to our best potential. So next in the book, upgrading your equipment, consider upgrading your wood tools to stone tools. Stone tools are stronger. It can break more material. I can help you mine and gather stone if you show me which blocks are stone. Now that we have more tools than just wood to label, I'll need to use multi-class classification. That means sorting things into 3 or more groups. Can you teach me what stone is and how to get it? Yeah. So let's go and get stone. So luckily we have a stone wall over here. And I will say, what should we be doing? Should we be using our hands or should we be using the tools that we just were given? So I think we should be using the tools that we have. So I've gathered stone. I've used my pickaxe to make that easier. We want to be efficient. And now we interact with our agent. That was great. Now I know what stone is and how to get it. Would you like me to get more cobblestone for you? Yes. So now, oh, I didn't mean to open up my inventory. So now we are teaching our agent what stone is. And hey, look at these little mini agents with their little mining hats and their caps as they go through, making the work easier and more efficient. We see them return with that cobblestone. All right, now back to the book. Now that you have stone, it's time to upgrade your tools using the crafting table to make a new stone version of your pickaxe, shovel, and axe. All right. Oh, I see the problem. All right, two classes. That may be a little bit heavier on the bandwidth of things. All right, so now we need to make our stone pickaxe and stone shovels. So let's go ahead. I'm going to take my sticks, place them in spot, and let's start with our shovel. So that looks like a stone shovel. And oh, I need more sticks. So I place my planks, I get more sticks, and let's go ahead and 2 sticks, and let's make a pickaxe. So I drag those across, and I have my stone pickaxe. And last thing is a stone axe. So I have my 2 sticks and my stone cobblestones around that top corner there, and I now have my axe. And our agent, we can see kind of the formula, the thought in its head. We have stone plus sticks at our crafting table, and now we get our stone tools. So you crafted stone tools. It looks like the same recipe, only using a new material. I understand how to craft tools with stone now. Can you verify that this is correct? Would you please verify how to craft some stone tools? Yeah. All right, game on. So let's take our upgrade, our axe, our pickaxe, and our shovel. And so it's the same recipe, but we're just using cobblestone in place of it. And again, if you're not sure, you can always click on that light bulb and question mark, and it'll give you that little extra tip or guidance. So now that I create stone tools, let me create all of them. So again, it's an I do. We do it together with the agent, and then it does it on its own. So I do, we do, you do. And very much like the learning process that we have, where we're now doing this together and our agent is now learning with us. All right. So build a shelter. So we need to have that protection. So we finished? Are we ready for the night now? Well, I was just checking out the next chapter of the book, Build a Shelter. Every Minecraft player needs a shelter to hide and protect itself from mobs at night. I guess that's next. Let's build a shelter. Okay, but I need to learn which blocks to use and how to build one. Will you train me? Sure. So let's train our agent to say you're going to want to use wood and cobblestone. We would not want to build a house out of lava, and we don't really have any soul sand either. So wood and cobblestone are probably the best choices right now. So would you like me to build a shelter? Sure. So just like AI agents, they go and they search all the resources that they can. And so we are one to give it the right information. And so we told it to use wood and cobblestone to build our shelter. It has cobblestone for that base, that foundation, and we see the wood framing all around. And let's look at it. I'm curious, in your classes, as we do a quick little peruse around, what does our shelter, what's it missing? Teachers, if your kids are saying what it needs, feel free to drop it in the chat as we carry on. But what is our house missing that we need to add to it? Ta-da! I have finished. Enjoy your shelter. Will you verify that the shelter I built is correct? Exactly. I see in the chat a door. It's a great looking shelter, but there's one problem. How do we get inside? Inside? Yes, that makes sense. A proper shelter needs a way for players to enter and leave, correct? Thanks for checking. Without your verification, I would have incorrectly learned that shelters are complete without doors. So we need to add a door. So it now knows shelters need doors, but we need to probably teach it to make a door. So let's see what happens here. So it's going to clear out everything, rebuild, but it's going to be adding in. Oh, there we go. We see the doorways, but we need to actually craft doors. So absolutely, I like the additional emojis in here. Wonderful. Excellent. So always put a door on your shelter. It makes it easy to get in and keep the mobs out. I think we should make some doors. All right, and now we are moving on to that next step, that next stage of surviving the first night. So let's craft a door. If we don't know how to make a door, again, always look at that player guide where we can navigate through our recipes that we have here. And oh, there it was. We have our 6 planks that we need to put in our crafting table. So we take our oak planks, and I am placing that in a 2x3 grid that we have here. And I now can get 3 doors from that. So Isala's take those planks at our crafting table, and it wants to check. Yes, doors. Doors sound awesome. Can you teach me how to make doors? Of course we can. We're always willing to help. So let's take wood planks, and we're going to put it in a grid, a 3x3 grid in our, that looks like a door. So would you like me to make doors and place them on the shelter? Yes. Now that's a shelter. So we just trained our agent how to make doors. It's going to go and take what it learned, apply that knowledge, and we see that it now has doors in hand, and it just placed them. Place that one back there too, and there we go. The next step. Wonderful. All right. So we have doors, but what's wrong? You look worried. No, I'm fine. It's just getting harder to read the book with the sun setting. I think we need more light. You need light to read? Can we make light? Well, we can make a torch. That provides light, and a torch is also good for keeping mobs away. I think we should make a torch. Let's see what we need. Sticks and coal. Coal? That's a new material to classify. Can you tell me more about coal? I can tell you what I know. Coal is an ore. That means that you can mine for it, digging into stone to find ore deposits. Coal is flammable, so it burns. That's why it's a good material for torches. And I have my torch here. Unfortunately, I can't just like put this on my screen and move on. So we need to train our agent, and we need to actually find coal. So you actually know quite a bit about coal. I'm impressed. I can create a new group for ores that contains coal. To do this, I use models and what I learned in the past to recognize new objects. But first, would you please train me to recognize coal as an ore? So luckily, where we left off mining, we see that we have coal available. I've collected my coal, and our agent observed us, and it says, oh, that's what coal is. Or that's what coal is. Let's have the right emotion there. Help me classify it. So now let's take our agent and train it to say that coal ore is an ore. Excellent. Got it. Thanks for helping me update my model. Now would you like me to mine more coal? There we go. So we have our agent. It's now going to deploy its mini agents again with their cute little mining hats. And as they go through and navigate into our mine, all of that coal that is being gathered, and little foreshadow of what's ahead. Curious, what do your students think is next, seeing those ore or that orb back there? So I can analyze the area around me and make a plan to mine coal. The book says torches help keep the mobs away. I think we should make more torches, don't you? Show me how to craft torches and I will learn to make them for you. So, like I said, ask your kids what they think we're going to need that for and what it is. But let's go ahead and make some torches. So to make torches, we take a stick and coal, and I now am able to get torches. So our agent says, watching you, I now know how to make torches. Please help me verify this. So we took our crafting table, we have sticks, and we have coal, and we simply have a 3x3 grid with our 2 blocks selected one above the other. Would you like me to craft a lot of torches for you? Yes. So we're going to see our agent make more torches as we have one here, as I have one in hand. And let's go ahead and see what happens. So it's now crafted torches, but now we need to place a torch. And again, we have the indication to know where we put our torch. So I place it on our house, our shelter. Our agent observed us, and I was thinking, well, what you might call thinking, I am an adaptive AI. That means I can learn and improve when there are changes to the data, and I can do this on my own without any help. Furthermore, I am a proactive AI. That means I can predict your needs and perform tasks to help you. I was proactive in predicting that you would need help to light the shelter. I adapted to this new task, and I have a plan to light the shelter by placing torches. I know you'd be very happy about this. Can you verify I know where to correctly place the torches? Would you like me to place the torches to light up the shelter? Yeah. So we placed a torch here. So our agent is going to deploy. We say our little agents, they have a new little outfit. And we see them place the torches inside the shelter, giving some more light inside. Let's go back to our agent. And we just completed the next step. Oh, that sun is getting closer to the horizon. You know, that was a real pro move with the torches. I wish we could take a break, but the sun is getting low, and the book says we need to make a bed to make it getting through the night easier. A bed? A bed sounds great. Is it hard to make one? It's not hard, but we'll need it to gather lots of materials that we don't have yet. We need wool. And the book says to get wool, you need shears. That means you need to mine iron. Mine iron? Mining means gathering an ore block. That must mean that iron is an unknown block. Oh, does that mean that this is part of the ore group? Is iron an ore? Can you mine me a sample? So let's go. And we have our iron back here. And we have our iron ore. And now we go back to our agent. This is fun. I do need you to verify that iron is a new type of ore. Will you train me? Sure. So I'm curious, how many of your kids were thinking that we needed to make shears with that iron ore? So we add iron ore as an ore in our classification, training our agent. Now, would you like me to get more iron for you? Yes. So our agent is now taking what we trained it, deploying its mini agents. And we see all that iron ore back here, navigating through, mining with speed. There we go. And our agents are now coming back. It is getting dark. We see the sun setting. The moon is rising over there. This is awesome. You did a great job, and we have plenty of iron ore now. Next, we have to smelt the iron ore into ingots that we can use to craft our shears. Thank you. I can't wait to smelt ore. I will smelt like no other has smelted ore before. Just one thing. What is smelting? I love the eagerness of our agent. Smelting is how you will get the iron out of the ore. You need to heat up the ore until it melts, creating iron ingots that we can use to craft tools. To smelt, we need to create a furnace. A furnace? I believe I could craft a furnace. I can craft many furnaces. You may have noticed that I am a multi-agent system, and a smaller agentic agents that help me are part of that system. We're all AIs that interact with each other. Before I can start making all the furnaces, I need to know how to craft one. Can you teach me how to make a furnace? Sure. So we go to our crafting table, and if you aren't sure, again, you can always check your player's guide, but I'll teach you. We can take our cobblestone, we can go around our crafting table, the perimeter of it. Perimeter is that outside measurement, talking a little math here, and we then have a furnace. So now we have shown our agent what to do. It wants to be trained. So by watching you, I learned how to make a furnace. Please, can you verify? Yes. Again, that continuous loop. I do this, we are doing this together, and then it's going to do it on its own. So we take our cobblestone. We have our recipe going around the outside. And there we go. Would you like me to make more furnaces for you? Yes. So we see our agent taking what it learned, and it's going to now go to our crafting table. And there it goes. It just made furnaces. Let's see what happens. And it just made 4 of them. 4 of them. There's 4 little mini agents too. So the book says, place the raw iron into the top slot and your coal in the bottom slot to smelt the iron into ingots. Don't forget to take your iron ingot out once it's finished. Okay, let me try that. So we go to a furnace, coal in the bottom and raw iron up top. We see it heating up. We see our little arrow navigating through, showing its progress. And there we go. We have iron, an iron ingot to be able to use. So now our agent sees us. So that was easy. Now, if my mental model is correct, we need to place our raw iron into the furnaces so that they can be smelted down into iron ingots. I also recall that coal is flammable and would be an excellent fuel source for heating. So I bet you are glad that I'm an adaptive AI that can learn on my own how systems like crafting work. Huh? Yeah. Would you like me to smelt the rest of the iron ore? Absolutely. Remember, our agent was going to smelt like no one's smelted before? There we go. And we see our agent deploy its mini agents. And all the furnaces smelting. Okay, next, the book says the best way to get wool is to shear a sheep with shears. That's not easy to say, but with this iron, it should be easy to do. Time to make some shears. What are shears? Are they a new tool? So, shears are part of the tool classification. That's great. Can you please train me on how to craft shears? Yes. So we go to our crafting table. I take my raw iron and we put our raw iron at an angle, one at an angle to the other, and now we get shears. And our agent Solace, and wants to be verified that it knows how to make shears? Sure. Again, if you're not sure, you can always click on that light bulb and question mark, and we can take our iron and we can put it at an angle here. There we go. We've trained our agent to make shears, and now we need to use them. Perfect. I've crafted shears. I have a new tool in my collection. Now I just need to figure out what to do with them. Great work making those shears. They'll let us shear the wool off a sheep without harming it. Now to find a sheep. And poof, a sheep just summoned or spawned here. And we just sheared it by right-clicking on it. And we see that we have wool and our agent, Solace. So we go back to our agent. Oh, by using my proactive abilities, I've predicted that to collect a large amount of wool, you'll need to shear a lot of sheep. Is that true? Yeah. Can you please verify that wool comes from shearing sheep? Yes. Would you like me to collect wool for you? The other agentic AI agents in my multi-agent system can get this done quickly. Look at all those sheep that just appeared. And our agent deploys its mini agents to go for those sheep. And look at all that wool that they've collected. They've sheared those sheep, returning that wool. We've collected a lot of wool. So shearing sheep was fun. Preparing for the night has been a blast. Why do you look like you're not having fun? I hope your class is having fun. It's late. The mobs will be out soon. We need to take all the materials we collected and make a bed while we still have time. Right, a bed. What is a bed? And why do we need one to get through the night? We need a bed to sleep in. If we go to sleep in our bed, we wake up in the morning and the night will be over. Oh, I see. A player sleeps in a bed at night, so it becomes day. I see how this could be useful for the first night. Could you teach me how to craft a bed so that I can craft one for myself? Yes. So let's craft a bed. Again, if you're not sure how to do so, check your player's guide. We'll navigate through. We'll need wood and wool, and there we go. So double check your recipe if you're not sure, but we can go to our crafting table. We're going to use 3 wood planks, and we're going to take our wool and wood below, our white wool up top, and now we have a bed. And our agent Solace instead planks plus wool at our crafting table, and you get a bed. Yeah, I crafted my own bed by watching you. Please, can you verify? Yeah. So our agent wants to know that it's doing it correctly. So we take wood and we place it that we're training our agent that you're going to use wood and wool, and we're going to craft it just like so. 3 lines, one above the other. Now place your bed inside the shelter. And just like our torches and our crafting table, our bed has a spot where we need to place it. So I right click in that spot and it places it. And now our agent, Solace, oh, there we go. Let's get back to it. And it's going to craft its own. We trained it. We showed it kind of where to put it, and it did it. Is that it? Are we ready for the night? Let me check the book. Yes, okay. It looks like we did it. We have everything we need to make it safely through the night. That wasn't so hard, was it? Thanks for all your help. Now, let's get some sleep. We need our rest to tackle tomorrow. Tomorrow? Excellent. So, in this last little phase of it, we are going to see pretty much a summary of everything that we just did. That learning process, that loop, that with Agentic AI, AI works on its own with permission, and to be able to play and learn together, just like you as a teacher teach your students. We can do the same thing, teaching AI how to complete tasks. And in doing so, we have an Agentic AI that learns with us, but we always want to verify that it's doing it correctly. That human verification is always important with AI. We don't just want to look at something and say, oh, that's exactly how it is. We want to think. Critical thinking is important. Now we have our agent. Its adaptive AI learns and improves where there are changes to that data. It's all about those patterns. When something changes, what new change in that pattern has occurred. And it learned that we needed to place those torches. It learned we needed a door. It needed to learn that we needed wool for a bed. So that multi-agent system, multiple agents can be used to use all their tools at once. And that is why we have our mini agents involved. All of these things working together to accomplish a task, and our agent survived. Yes, Dan in the chat, thank you so much. Yes, so how can I assist you? How can I join a build challenge? Yes, in the chat, please let us know your thoughts. Hopefully you've enjoyed your time, but also celebrating surviving the first night with us. Now, we are not done. There is a slight additional portion of this world, which makes it so exciting. Congratulations on finishing the Hour of AI the first night. You can now explore the build play area, or you can travel to other Minecraft education worlds by interacting with these posters. So if you wanted to go, and you may have played these before, if not, go explore them. They're fantastic. Generation AI, The Show Must Go On, and most recently we had Read Smart, the AI detective. But we have our agent here that offers us a build challenge where we can code, or we can create agents to go and problem solve, complete a task. And so that build plate that we can go in will then be in creative mode. You'll see your hearts and hunger disappear, where you can now build anything you want in this space. Now, as you do finish and you hit escape, you'll see that you have that certificate, or if you're on a touch device, at the top, you hit those 3 bars and you hit I'm finished. Always, yeah, get that certificate. We'd love to see and celebrate you as well as you complete and survive the first night. There's so much more that you can go in and explore within Minecraft education. But this is a fantastic, fun world to learn all about AI and training AI, and the human verification is so important. So, yes, seeing Caleb, the show must go on. It is a lot of fun if you've not done that one before, where you code your agents to put on a show, your agent having a little bit of stage fright. But I appreciate everybody joining in with us as we explore how to train and use AI ethically, but also responsibly. So I do appreciate everybody. Now, teachers, I hope you do join us in our Teachers Lounge, our Minecraft Teachers Lounge. Parents, this is for you. Admin, club sponsors, advisors, I encourage you to join in as well. And so, finishing off, I will just give a little bit of. Let me, if this loads fast enough, but I know that classes are happening. So if you need a transition to your next class, thank you so much for taking the time to join in with me as we explore and learn together. I will drop into the chat one last, if you have the chat still going, join us in the Teachers Lounge. Tell us about joining in from this event, aka.ms/MC Teachers Lounge is that web address to join us in our educator community. But always a wonderful time to connect with everybody today. Thank you so much, as it's been a joy. So until we connect again, thank you so much.